Holy smokes.
Big tornado.
Up close and personal with a monster twister, a deadly tornado that's likely responsible for the deaths of dozens of people in southern Indiana. This video taken by our own Wood TV storm chasers near Henryville. And joining us now in studio, Bill Oosterbaan and Bob Hartig, back to share their experiences. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us tonight. Who drives in a situation like this and is running the camera? I mean, you guys are pretty close. How far away would you judge that tornado was from your car?
We probably got within a quarter mile of it. So I drove, Bob shot the video.
And your adrenaline is going, obviously, and you're taking precautions to keep yourself out of the storm's way, but at the same time, you are chasing the storm. So how does that work?
Well, with this storm, it was difficult. The storm was moving along very quickly, probably about 60 miles an hour. And the road is winding through some pretty woodsy, hilly terrain. Bill did a great job navigating. So he's an awesome chase partner here. And I just kept the camera trained on the storm and watched it develop.
We were talking about the devastation of the storms, and I asked if it was early in the season, if it seemed early for this kind of a cluster to break out. You guys said maybe not so early, but the fact that it was a little north, more than usual.
Now, you usually see this stuff in Alabama, Mississippi this time of year. The fact that it made it all the way up the Ohio Valley was a little unique. And of course, it just shows you how strong the system was, because they're claiming the most tornadoes at any one day in March, so could be a record.
Well, I know that you guys, you're on the front lines for us, and we couldn't have our coverage without folks like you that are on the ground like that. But what do you hope that the videos will convey? What are you trying to, what do you hope for with the videos? Are you trying to teach a lesson, maybe show the power of these storms? What's behind it?
You know, to be honest, just the beauty of the storm itself. Now, if there's a possibility of warning people, that can happen. We called in the storm once we saw it form north of Palmyra. We reported that to Spotter Network, and that's part of what we do. But the storms itself are the attraction for us. And if we can be out there in the field and provide an extra safety net, then we do that.
What I'd like to say too is, especially in the early spring when the storms are moving so quickly, you need to pay attention. The National Weather Service again did a marvelous job forecasting this, warning the area. We heard it on the radio when we were down there, and why people don't take it more seriously. They put up a high-risk day, just like they did in April of last year in Alabama, and you need to pay attention, even here, you know, as we get later in the season, May, June. If they put up that kind of risk area, you know, they've learned so much about forecasting tornado severe weather that you need to pay attention. Tune in to TV8. Stay alert, because these are going 60 miles an hour, and they got on top of people before they even knew what happened.
And you look at the devastation and the death toll left behind, too.
I would add to that, too, that severe weather, no weather radio should be as standard a part of a household as smoke alarms and fire detectors. People need to have those in their houses during severe weather. People can watch TV during the daytime, but if a storm strikes at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's going to be their safety net right there.
Bob Hartig, Bill Oosterbaan, thanks for your time tonight, gentlemen. Be safe out there.
Thanks.
Thanks.
We will.